Hey everyone, so welcome back to part 2 of last time's reaction. Part 2 of the last reaction video that I told you guys about. So let's start.
Using that fiery appearance as cover for what it was actually doing near those hills. Comment below. Mexico craft felt followed.
A la verga, cayó un ovni, plebe, cayó un ovni. Va por acá, güey. Oye, esa madre, un platillo volador, plebe. Nunca he visto un platillo volador tan cerquita.
You guys see how the craft just hovers.
In March 2016 at 2:25 in the afternoon, near the mountains of Mexico, two enthusiasts were out when they spotted a white disc-shaped craft moving vertically through the sky above them. It tried to hide, dropping behind the mountain terrain like it sensed it was being watched. But these two were not casual observers where it disappeared, and what they found when they got there stopped them both cold. A landed craft sitting on the ground near those Mexican mountains in broad afternoon daylight. Real, solid, and right there in front of them.
And look at how clear the skies are. You can actually see how it's cloudless. It's actually a cloudless day.
One of them pushed closer, trying to get as near as possible, and the moment he did, the craft made its decision. It lifted off immediately, shot vertically back into the sky, and was gone, like it had a threshold of how close it would allow a human to get before leaving. A craft that tried to hide, got found on the ground, and then fled when approached too closely. This remains one of the most debated pieces of footage in UFO history. What do you think those two men found near that mountain?
And also it's very clear too, the event and the guys who took the video of the actual UFO and what was taking place. They really did a good job at doing that, and that's cool, like very nice.
Comment below.
Nunca he visto un ovni tan cerquita, la verga, plebe. Puta, no mames, esa madre está otro pedo.
South America looked up.
No, esa guay como un ovni.
By the way, guys, I want to know your opinions about all these UFOs that we'll be reacting to today. Let me know if you guys think they're real UFOs or there's something else. So just let me know down in the comments below.
At around 8:30 in the evening, somewhere over South America, people stopped what they were doing and looked up at something moving through that night sky that had no business being there. A large, bluish, elongated, cigar-shaped object cutting through the dark air above them, long and massive against that evening sky, with a color that made it visible to everyone below. No sound coming from it at any point. No wings attached to its body. No engine noise. No air disturbance that anything that size moving through open sky should naturally produce. Just a big, silent blue elongated craft moving with complete confidence above a populated area in the evening like it had every right to be there. Multiple people witnessed it together, which removes any doubt about what was seen that night. Was
What do you guys think?
this a known military craft being tested above South American airspace without any public announcement, or something that travels between destinations we cannot track? Comment below what you think. Pikes Peak had a craft. A hiker making his way up Pikes Peak in Colorado reached a snowy summit and looked across toward a nearby lower peak when something hovering near that mountaintop stopped him completely. A disc-shaped craft sitting in the daylight air above that Colorado peak.
Yo, I mean, to be honest with you guys, this might be one of the craziest UFO clips ever, cause it's also among the clearest and the most widely visible UFO that we've seen so far.
With pinkish and reddish lights glowing beneath it, visible even in broad mountain daylight, which says everything about how intense that light was.
It has some eeriness to it too. You can actually tell because of the lights, and they seem to be rotating too, you know. It's rotating somehow, like round and round.
Not subtle,
This is
not
crazy.
faint, glowing clearly beneath that disk against the snow. And its movement was what made it impossible to dismiss as anything ordinary. Slow, unusual motions near the same spot, shifting and adjusting in ways that no known aircraft produces at that altitude. And then, after a while, it made its exit not by flying away into the open sky, but by slowly moving behind the mountain peak itself, disappearing into the back of that Colorado summit like the mountain was covering it deliberately. Was this something using our own peaks as shelter, or something that has been hiding in these mountains long before we started hiking them? Comment below. New York looked twice. Above the New York skyline on a clear, bright afternoon, something whitish and semi-transparent was moving. Through that
And most of them are from the US, actually, and that's obvious for some reasons.
open blue sky, and the man who spotted it had the same first thought most people would have. Big balloon. Simple explanation, move on. But something made him zoom in, and the moment he did, that simple explanation disappeared completely. What filled his screen was not a balloon. A whitish disc-shaped craft with a slight dark band visible around its middle, semi-transparent and softly glowing against.
Like, come on, there's no way this can be a balloon. Like, let's be real here for a second. This can't be a balloon, to be honest with you guys. This is something else.
That clear New York blue, moving with a control and direction that no balloon follows in open air. Balloons go where the wind takes them. This had its own heading. Above one of the most watched skies in the world, a transparent disk moved in broad daylight and passed for a balloon until someone looked closer. What do you think was actually moving above New York that afternoon? Comment below. 5 held the sky.
Oh my God, what is this, bro?
At sunset, over the city of Chicago, Illinois, people on the streets stopped walking, pointing their cameras at something above the skyline that none of them could explain. 5 whitish orbs hovering completely still above a city full of buildings, positioned in that fading evening sky, like they had no intention of leaving anytime soon. And they did not. For 20 full minutes, those 5 orbs held their position above Chicago, while people below gathered in groups, recorded from every angle, and tried to.
Yeah, I remember reacting to this clip too. About, I think, the last previous 2 videos. In one of them, I reacted to this clip right here, and these guys also saw the UFO. There were 10 people there, and they witnessed this UFO. I think you guys should check out the video that I reacted to.
Make sense of what was sitting above their city at sunset. 20 minutes is not a brief sighting or a passing flash. That is a deliberate presence above a major American city.
The actual UFO sighting took 20 minutes. Imagine. That's long, and also that's enough time to take clear evidence and clear proof of the UFOs.
While thousands of people watched from the streets below, and then after those 20 minutes, all 5 of them simply disappeared. No movement, no departure trail, just gone from the Chicago sky all at once, and not a single official word about what hovered above those buildings at sunset. What do you think those 5 orbs were doing above that city?
That's wild, G. You can't record this. So I thought it would be cool if I recorded too, you know what I'm saying?
Columbia Sphere ran away. On January 29, 2026, near Annapolis, Colombia, 2 men were out recording their vegetation when the cameraman caught something in the sky that had nothing to do with what they came to film.
Yo, look how clear that is.
A large silver metallic sphere moving toward them through the open air above the Colombian countryside. He pointed it out immediately, and both men watched this big, solid silver orb approaching their location with clear intent. The footage is sharp enough to rule out any misidentification.
Yeah, it's It's very clear too. HD somehow.
Metallic sphere, real and substantial, moving deliberately in their direction. But the moment they acknowledged it, something changed. The craft reversed direction completely and moved away from them just as fast as it had come. They followed it down the trails, trying to keep it in sight, but it vanished before they could close the distance.
I mean, I believe their reaction, although their reaction was kind of nonchalant, like they weren't spooked that much, you know. They weren't screaming or shouting or doing some crazy things. They were just cool and just pointed it out, especially the guy who took the clip of the UFO. Pretty cool and chill.
A silver sphere that approached two men and then left the moment they gave it their full attention. Was it observing them before they noticed it? Comment below.
What do you guys think? Like, comment below if you think it's a UFO.
Remote Skyhad Company.
UFO. Pagi-pagi ada UFO di atas gunung.
Out in a remote location on a clear, bright afternoon, a man stopped what he was doing and pointed his camera at something hovering in that open blue sky above him that immediately told him this was not a bird. A whitish, disc-shaped craft with a slight dome on top, sitting completely still in that clear midday air, no wings attached to its body, no sound coming from it at any point. Just a clean white disc hovering in a perfect blue sky, like it belonged there. And what made his reaction stand out was what he said after. This was not his first time. He had seen multiple sightings before in different locations, and each time the same feeling hit him. Something is up there that has no interest in hiding itself from the people below. A wingless, silent white disc above a remote location in broad, clear daylight, witnessed by someone who stopped being a first time witness a long time ago. Was this the same craft he had seen before? Arizona Daylight confirmed it.
The sky is very clear in this one too. You know, it's cloudless and pretty blue.
In Arizona, on a clear, bright day, a man looked up and caught something moving through that open
They sound spooked too. They sound very spooked and shocked.
blue sky that immediately grabbed his attention. A silver disc-shaped craft cutting through the Arizona daylight, metallic and solid against that cloudless sky, with nothing around it to cause any confusion about what it was. He zoomed in, and that zoom removed every remaining doubt. Not a plane. The shape was completely wrong. Not a drone. The size and the way it moved ruled that out immediately. Just a clean silver disc moving through one of the clearest skies.
I mean, you can tell from when you pause it at this point, you can tell that it's a UFO. It has the classical saucer shape, and there's sort of a bulge, you know, down and also up. If you zoom in clearly and actually see the details, so there's no way it's a plane or a drone or even a balloon. Those claims just don't make sense, to be honest.
You could ask for to film something unexplained. Arizona sits near some of the most restricted airspace in the United States, and strange things have been reported over this state for decades. But broad, clear daylight with a silver disc visible on zoom above Phoenix is something that deserves more than silence from the people who monitor that airspace. What was moving through that Arizona sky? Comment below.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way it's a plane, there's no way it's a drone, or it's not a balloon too. Those claims just, they're unreasonable, to be honest. Yeah, anyway, that was the clip and that was the reaction, and see you guys next time in my next upload. Take care, everyone. Bye.